Hey guys, today we're talking about Gladstone Geander. Gladstone Geander is a character created by Carl Barks, who made his debut in Donald Duck comic Winter Time in Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, 88, first published in Journey 1948. He is a lazy and extremely lucky goose who never fails to upset his first cousin and rival Donald Duck. Background: Gladstone's luck defines possibilities and proves him with anything he desires, with hardly the need of Ford. As Disney Comics writes, an artist who Don Rosa was comment on the character. Gladstone is unwilling to make the slightest effort to gain something that his luck can't give him, and when things go wrong, he intensely certain that round the next corner a Wilton dropped by a passerby will be waiting for him. For all his ridiculous amount luck, Gladstone has no effects to be proud of is very lazy and has no true or calling in life, as he is a tentacle of the long-term planning. All this is the strict contrast to his fun Scrooge McDuck, who is also compatible of taking advantage of opinions but works hard to create situations favorable for him, is strongly motivated by his takes huge pride in forming his fortune by his own effects. He is revealed of Donald Duck for the love of Donald's girlfriend Daisy Duck. Gladstone is also considered alarmed the pride of the becoming Scrooge McDuck's successor. For all of these reasons, he and Donald have founded a dense rivalry with each other. Gladstone's events of outrageous luck, combined with Donald's own ego and belief he can still best him depose all odds, have set the stage for many stories featuring the two cousins converting. He expect place on Donald's family tree is somewhat uncertain in the Duck family tree of Luke the Goose and Daffy Duck, who died from the unveiling at a free lunch panic. He was later adopted by Scrooge McDuck, Sister Matilda McDuck, and Goose Gander. When Barks made his 1990s Duck family tree, he didn't use the adoption story, which was never featured in any story, even though no stories directly the event were published neither. In a more ridiculous version of the family tree created by Don Rosa, Daffy Duck, Donald's aunt, married Goose Gander, on the two were Glenn Goose's parents, as well as Barks' earlier family trees. This is consistent with what Glad Goose says in Race to the South Seas. Scrooge McDuck is my mother's brother's brother-in-law, in the sign of the triplet finds, first published on February 4th, 1997. Don Rosa added the Gladstone was born on Daphne's birthday, who was born under the privileged sign of the triplet of his mother's luck. A Dutch interest of the Donald Duck magazine, which had a feature called The Van hut plaque, then from the scrapbook of the Gladstone Geander showed a young Gladstone with his parents, his arrogant silence ready in place, with both his mother and his father featuring in anger and showing to he was very spoiled when growing up. Barks gently developed Gladgoose politely, and the first thing in him, unfortunately, in luck evolving slowly in his first 3 appearances in 1948, the Wintertime Wager, and Gladstone returns in Links of Winning. He was prepared as the mirror image of Donald, in instinct to perhaps just a little bit of more advantage. In this next 2 appearances, rival upbeat comings of the Gold Lux, Gladstone was perceived as the laziest and also having a breakthrough of his luck and stock orders of his in December 1949. And the long venture story Luck of the North, his and Donald's rivalry over Daisy is dancing in Donald's love letters. 1949, Wild About Flowers. 1940-50, A Night Rivalry. 1951, A Possible Heirs to Scrooge's Fortune in Soul Hair Over the Rainbow. 1953, after the Barks felt unable to develop the character further, finding him basically a Hudson began as using him less fortunately, but by then Gladstone had already found a stealing place in the Donald Duck character cast. His first appearance by a Disney comic artist over the Barks was in 1951's Presents for All by Doll and Bob Maroon. Appearances. Outside the comics, Gladgoose appears in the several episodes of DuckTales, where he was voiced by Rob Paulsen and seemed more dissing than he is in the original comics. In the episode Dime Enough for Luck, Gladstone, unwielding Scrooge to huge for Dajica the Spell, in one of her attempting to steal Scrooge's #1 dime, he returns to the episode Dr. Jekyll and Mr. McDuck, where he actually birds on a item that turns into a valuable. This intends Scrooge to bird to the next item and track to counting Dr. Jekyll's informant, which sends the plot in motion. He also makes non-speaking cameos appearances in the episode Sweet Duck of Youth and Till Nephews Do as Part. DuckTales 2017 series. Gladstone is set to appear in the upcoming reboot series. Like most of his previous appearances, he is extremely lucky, and even a bit lazy at occasion. Because of his habit of revolving everything while doing nothing, Gladgoose is reviewed as a cameo enemy for Donald, common enemy for Donald and Scrooge. His detention has also been given a more modern develop. Other appearances. Gladstone made a cameo appearance in the House of Mouse episode Goofy for a Day in the Penguin Waiters video games. Gladstone also appears in the video game Donald Duck Going Quackers in his sing role as Donald's rival for Daisy's affording in both complete to rescue Daisy from Murloc. In this game, he was voiced by Corey Benton. Trivia. Throughout, he didn't appear in Mickey Mouse works. His name was mentioned in a patch card in Donald's Rocket.